2001, Owen's late heroics at the Millennium Stadium. In the first FA Cup final held outside Wembley, Arsenal and Liverpool faced off in Cardiff and delivered a thrilling showdown. Arsenal led through Ljungberg after dominating, but wasted chances proved costly. Owen struck twice late, a poacher's finish and a brilliant low drive as Liverpool began their treble charge. If you're aiming for a treble of your own, drop a like, leave a comment and hit that subscribe button. 2002, stunning goals deliver Arsenal the double. In a tight all-London final between Arsenal and Chelsea, the game stayed level until Ray Parlour broke the deadlock in the 70th minute with a sublime strike into the top corner. Chelsea had no answer, and just 10 minutes later, Fredrik Ljungberg sealed the deal with another spectacular solo goal. Arsenal eased to victory and secured the FA Cup, completing their second double under Wenger. Chelsea ended the season empty-handed. 2003, Pires fires Arsenal to glory again. For the third straight year, the FA Cup final took place at the Millennium Stadium, this time featuring Arsenal and Southampton. In a scrappy, hard-fought match with few clear chances, Robert Pires struck in the 37th minute after a clever assist from Thierry Henry. Southampton pressed for an equaliser, but Beattie's header was cleared by Ashley Cole. Arsenal held on for a 1-0 win, securing back-to-back FA Cups and adding to Wenger's growing legacy. 2004, Ronaldo and Van Nistelrooy seal it for United. Manchester United took control early in the final clash against second-tier Millwall. Cristiano Ronaldo opened the scoring just before half-time with a powerful header from Gary Neville's cross. After the break, Ruud van Nistelrooy doubled the lead from the penalty spot. Millwall battled bravely but lacked threat. Van Nistelrooy sealed United's 3-0 win after Giggs' assist. A dominant display secured another FA Cup, ending Millwall's fairy tale run without a real chance. 2005, Lehmann the hero as Arsenal win on penalties. In a tense, goalless final, the first since 1912, Manchester United dominated but couldn't beat Arsenal's standout keeper, Jens Lehmann. After 120 minutes, penalties decided it. Arsenal converted all 5 and Lehmann saved Paul Scholes' effort to clinch a 5-4 shootout win. Despite being second best, Arsenal lifted the trophy as United rude missed chances. 2006, Gerrard's Thunderbolt saves Liverpool. Classic final in Cardiff. In a thrilling final, West Ham led 2-0 before Cisse and Gerrard brought Liverpool level. A bizarre Konchesky goal made it 3-2, but Gerrard struck again in stoppage time. At 3-3, the match went to penalties. Pepe Reina saved 3 spot kicks, securing a 3-1 shootout win and Liverpool's 7th FA Cup triumph. 2007, Drogba's extra-time winner sealed Chelsea victory. The first FA Cup final at the new Wembley saw Chelsea and Manchester United face off in a tight tactical battle. Chances were few, and much of the match was played in midfield. United had a slight edge, but clear-cut opportunities were hard to come by. In the 116th minute, Drogba finished a slick 1-2 with Lampard to beat Van der Sar. Chelsea won 1-0, earning Mourinho's first FA Cup in a tense final. 2008, Kanu's strike delivers historic win for Portsmouth. Wembley played host to a true underdog story. A championship side, Cardiff City, took on favourites Portsmouth. Cardiff started brightly, but Portsmouth gradually took control of the game. In the 37th minute, Nwankwo Kanu pounced on a goalkeeper error and tapped in from close range for the only goal of the game. Cardiff battled after the break, but Portsmouth held firm. A 1-0 win sealed their first FA Cup since 1939. Glory for Harry Redknapp's side. 2009, lightning start for Everton, but Chelsea fight back. Everton couldn't have dreamed of a better start. Just 25 seconds in, Louis Saha volleyed home the fastest goal in FA Cup final history, but Chelsea responded calmly and equalised in the 21st minute through a powerful Didier Drogba header. As the match wore on, Chelsea took control. In the 72nd minute, Frank Lampard sealed the comeback with a superb 20-yard strike. Everton had no answer in the final stages. Chelsea claimed a 2-1 victory and lifted the FA Cup under Guus Hiddink, capping off a strong end to the season. 2010, Drogba delivers again as Chelsea complete the double. In the final against relegated Portsmouth, Chelsea dominated from the start, but were incredibly unlucky, hitting the woodwork 5 times. Portsmouth stayed in the game and had a golden chance to take the lead in the 56th minute, but Kevin Prince Boateng's tame penalty was saved by Petr Cech. Moments later, Didier Drogba stepped up with a brilliant free kick that went in off the post, the match-winning moment. Frank Lampard missed a penalty later on, but it didn't matter. Chelsea claimed a deserved 1-0 victory and celebrated the first double in the club's history. 2011, Yaya Toure ends City's 35-year wait for silverware. Manchester City dominated their final against Stoke City, with David Silva and Mario Balotelli causing constant problems. Stoke defended with grit, but City kept pushing. After a missed chance from Balotelli, the breakthrough finally came in the 74th minute. Yaya Toure smashed home from close range after a rebound, and City never looked back. Stoke offered little in response, and City comfortably saw the game out. The 1-0 win marked Manchester City's first major trophy since 1976 and the beginning of a new era of success. 2012, Chelsea hold off Liverpool. Drogba scores again. Chelsea came out flying in the final and took the lead in the 11th minute when Ramirez punished a defensive error and finished at the near post. Early in the second half, Drogba made it 2-0 with a low strike, his 4th goal in an FA Cup final. Liverpool finally came alive, with Andy Carroll pulling one back in the 64th minute. He almost equalised with a towering header, but Petr Cech made a stunning save. The ball barely stayed out. Chelsea held on for a 2-1 win, lifting the FA Cup once again after triumphs in 2009 and 10. 2013, Wigan stunned City in a final for the ages. Wigan, massive underdogs, played with bravery and discipline, frustrating City throughout. Tevez was denied, Zabaleta saw red, and in stoppage time, Ben Watson's towering header sealed a stunning 1-0 win, Wigan's first ever FA Cup triumph. Wigan pulled off one of the greatest upsets in FA Cup history, their first ever win in the competition. 2014, Arsenal complete a dramatic comeback against Hull. Arsenal was stunned early as Hull City raced into a 2-0 lead inside 8 minutes, with Chester and Davies scoring from set pieces. The Gunners looked rattled, but Santi Cazorla's brilliant free kick brought them back into the game. Laurent Koscielny then scrambled in the equaliser to make it 2-2. In extra time, Arsenal kept pushing, and in the 109th minute, Aaron Ramsey found the net after a clever backheel from Olivier Giroud, the winning goal. It was an emotional 3-2 victory that ended Arsenal's 9-year wait for a major trophy. 2015, Arsenal crush Aston Villa for back-to-back titles. Arsenal dominated from the start as Villa looked overwhelmed. Walcott smashed in the opener and Sanchez doubled the lead with a sensational 30-yard strike early in the second half. Villa never recovered and Arsenal kept the pressure on. Per Mertesacker headed in the third from a corner, and in stoppage time, Olivier Giroud added a stylish finish with the outside of his boot. A dominant 4-0 win sealed Arsenal's second consecutive FA Cup and the club's 12th overall. 2016, Lingard's screamer sealed extra-time glory for United. Crystal Palace gave Manchester United a real battle in a dramatic final. Jason Puncheon put Palace ahead in the 78th minute with a fierce shot from a tight angle, but just 3 minutes later, Juan Mata levelled things up after great work from Wayne Rooney. United went down to 10 men in extra time after Chris Smalling was sent off, but they kept pushing. In the 110th minute, Jesse Lingard smashed in a stunning volley straight into the top corner. United won 2-1 and lifted the FA Cup for the first time in 12 years. 2017, Arsenal upset Chelsea. Ramsey, the hero again. Against Premier League champions Chelsea, Arsenal started strong. Alexis Sanchez gave them an early lead in the 4th minute after a messy sequence involving a handball and a waved-off offside flag. Arsenal looked sharp and missed several chances to double the lead. After Moses saw red, Costa equalised, but Ramsey headed the winner a minute later, sealing Arsenal's dramatic FA Cup triumph. A deserved 2-1 win gave Arsene Wenger his 7th FA Cup title, a record. 2018, Hazard's penalty enough as Chelsea edge United. In a tense tactical final, it was Eden Hazard who made the difference. In the 22nd minute, he was brought down in the box by Phil Jones, took the penalty himself and calmly slotted home for 1-0. United pushed hard in the second half but couldn't break Chelsea down. Marcus Rashford came close, but Courtois denied him, and a late strike from Matic flew wide. Chelsea held firm and secured a narrow 1-0 win, their 8th FA Cup title and their first under Antonio Conte. 2019, Manchester City humiliate Watford, a historic 6-0. Manchester City delivered a ruthless display in the most one-sided FA Cup final in history. David Silva opened the scoring in the 26th minute, and Raheem Sterling quickly added a second. Watford had a brief glimmer of hope, but Edison's save on Pereira kept them out. After the break, it became a demolition. Kevin De Bruyne, Gabriel Jesus, and Sterling again. City scored at will. Sterling completed the 6-0 rout late on, making history with a joint biggest FA Cup final win ever. A statement performance to cap off City's domestic treble. 2020, Aubameyang's double fires Arsenal to FA Cup glory. Chelsea started strong with Christian Pulisic finishing off a slick move to put them ahead in the 5th minute, but Arsenal found their footing and Aubameyang equalised from the penalty spot just before half-time after being fouled himself. Chelsea's second half collapsed with key injuries and Kovacic's red card. Aubameyang's sublime chip sealed a 2-1 win as Arsenal lifted the FA Cup for a record 14th time. 2021. Tielemans' stunner wins Leicester their first FA Cup. Leicester City and Chelsea battle through a tight, defense-heavy final until the 63rd minute when Youri Tielemans produced pure magic. From 25 metres out, he struck a thunderbolt straight into the top corner, one of the greatest FA Cup final goals ever. Chelsea thought they'd equalise through Chilwell, but VAR intervened. Schmeichel's heroics sealed Leicester's 1-0 win and their first ever FA Cup, a historic triumph for the Foxes. 2022, Liverpool win on penalties as Chelsea fall again. In a cagey, hard-fought final, Liverpool and Chelsea couldn't be separated in 120 minutes. Both sides hit the post, missed the big chances, but it ended 0-0 just like their League Cup clash earlier that year. In the shootout, Liverpool were flawless. Alisson denied Mason Mount and Kostas Tsimikas stepped up to score the decisive penalty. Liverpool celebrated their first FA Cup win since 2006. For Chelsea, it was a third straight final defeat. 2023, Gundogan, brace seals cup for City in Manchester derby. History was made as Manchester City and Manchester United met in an FA Cup final for the first time ever, and City struck instantly. Just 13 seconds in, Ilkay Gundogan volleyed in the fastest goal in FA Cup final history. United hit back through a Bruno Fernandes penalty after a handball, but Gundogan had the final say. Another crisp volley in the 51st minute gave City a 2-1 lead they wouldn't surrender. The win completed a domestic double and set the stage for City's historic treble. 2024, Garnacho and Mino sink City. United lift the cup again. Manchester United stunned City early. In the 30th minute, Alejandro Garnacho capitalised on a defensive mix-up and tapped into an open net. 9 minutes later, Kobbie Mainoo fired in a second after a clever assist from Bruno Fernandes. City dominated possession in the second half and created chances, including a shot off the post from Haaland, but only pulled one back through Jeremy Doku in the 87th minute. United held on for a gritty 2-1 win and celebrated their 13th FA Cup title. 2025, Eze and Henderson inspire Palace to historic glory. Crystal Palace shocked Manchester City with an electric start. In the 16th minute, Eberechi Eze finished off a rapid counter-attack with a stunning first-time volley to put Palace in front. City piled on pressure and earned a penalty, but Henderson saved it and denied Doku and Haaland. Palace held firm to win 1-0 and claim their first ever FA Cup. Enjoyed the journey through FA Cup history? Drop a like, subscribe and dive into more football stories on our channel.